Hi, I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about narcissism and the different kind of narcissists. The one that most people are familiar with is what we call the malignant narcissist or toxic or overt narcissist. Those are the people that are grandiose. They're always telling you how wonderful they are, how accomplished they are. They never see fault in any of their actions. And they've got a little bit of a holier than thou kind of thing happening. And they're relatively easy to spot. The ones that are a little bit trickier are the vulnerable or covert narcissists. And these are people who they have that same narcissistic wound where it feels like there's an emptiness that they can't get filled. And what they do is they reach out to others to try and fill that kind of emptiness. And so they're always pulling. There's a sense of always pulling for more. And they've got a little bit of what I call the woe is me part. They'll personalize anything bad that happens and look at how it's a trigger for them. So for example, somebody might say, my friend posted on Facebook that they're having a really hard time in their marriage, and don't they understand that my partner cheated on me 5 years ago, and that's going to be a trigger for me? And they go into a personalization space where everything sort of relates back to them. And they have a sense of everything is terrible for me. And it can be really, really tough when you're in love with a vulnerable narcissist because you might end up feeling really drained from the pull that they're trying to fill that narcissistic wound. And you may feel like you're going a little bit crazy. They're always wounded, they're always hurting, and you want to take care of them. Pleasers will often get involved with covert or, like I said, vulnerable narcissists. So a pleaser is always trying to fill that need, and yet the narcissist continues to pull for it. And this can show up as something called gaslighting. You may have heard of gaslighting before. It's when somebody is always saying, you're the problem, you're the one causing this problem for me. And that person begins to feel pathologized. They begin to feel like everything they're doing is wrong, everything is all their fault. And all they're doing is punishing the narcissist. And the narcissist doesn't even realize that they're doing this. All they can see is sort of their own little world. They can't see past that space. So it's not like they're intentionally trying to cause harm, but the result of their actions is that it is harmful to the people that they're around, the people that feel drained and put upon. So if you find that you're around somebody and you're constantly feeling drained, you're feeling like you're a little bit crazy and that the other person doesn't understand you, you feel like they're always pulling and there's always something that you're doing wrong, you're trapped, you can't do anything right, then you may be with a vulnerable narcissist. Like I mentioned, they're relatively difficult to spot. So if you start to notice some of that, take a look at the dynamics that are actually happening. There's a really great book called The Narcissistic Family that I recommend. And I actually want to clarify something. There's narcissistic personality disorder, which is a clinical diagnosis, and it's not actually all that common. But then there's narcissism. Everything I've been talking about today refers to narcissism, so it's a quality as opposed to a diagnosis. So we're talking about people that have a narcissistic quality where it's all about them. May or may not be a clinically treatable diagnosis. Anyway, if you're curious about narcissism, take a look at that book, The Narcissistic Family, and see if that relates to you. Therapy can be a great place to go to explore any kind of family of origin wounding or wounding with your partner. If you think you might be a family member or be a partner of somebody that is a vulnerable narcissist. That can be a tough thing to recover from because you're busy feeling like it's all your fault. But it's not all your fault. It's simply a dynamic that's happening. If you have any other questions, go ahead and fill out one of the forms and I'd be happy to give you a call. Thank you. Bye-bye.